Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. So our podcast is for people that want to learn something new or make themselves a little bit better every day. And today we're going to talk about productivity. We're going to give you 5 real world productivity tips that actually work, that will help you get more stuff done in less time. It'll help you be more efficient. It'll reduce stress. It'll help your mental health. And we're excited about today's episode. And these are things we practice personally. There's data behind these. We're going to give you examples of other really well-known, successful people that practice these. And we think there's a huge benefit here if you're able to incorporate these into your day-to-day world. Not just your professional life, works in your personal life. It can work throughout your life and really kind of ease the burden and make you feel better, make you more productive, allow you to get more things done in a shorter amount of time. So it's going to make you more efficient. So really excited about it. Let's just jump into those right now. So tip number 1 is to use something called time blocking. And time blocking is exactly what it sounds like. You want to assign specific blocks of time on your calendar for focused work, not just I got to meet with so-and-so or I've got a call or I've got to be somewhere. You want to block off time that says project. Let's say you've got a project due in 3 weeks or a presentation due in 3 weeks. Instead of waiting until the last minute and trying to cram it all in and winding up with a lower quality product, you're less comfortable with the material, which means you're going to be less confident when you present it or talk about it. You're going to work on it over a period of time using these blocks to kind of force that to happen. And what it does is it stops kind of the mind switching or job switching. And we hear a lot of people talk about multitasking. Multitasking is not a real thing. You can only do one thing at a time. When someone says they're a good multitasker, what they actually mean is I am good at transitioning from one thing to another thing and then back to the original thing without losing my flow or being able to get back into my flow very quickly. That's actually what they mean. But it's a very inefficient way to go, and you're much better off blocking out time and giving your undivided attention and focus to a particular subject or topic and really grinding on that consistently over a period of time. And time blocking will help you do that. So Elon Musk does this in 5-minute blocks. And look, I get it. Elon Musk is a controversial guy right now. Totally get it. This is not political. We're not saying he's the cat's meow. We're not saying he's Hitler. We're not in either of those camps. But it's hard to deny that a guy that runs 3 big companies, SpaceX, Tesla, I know he doesn't run X, he's got a CEO there, and Starlink, but like he's got all that stuff going on. And so for a guy that does that much, it's worth looking at how he handles productivity, because he's obviously able to crank out or manage a tremendous amount of stuff. And there's something to be said for understanding how he does that. So he uses 5-minute time blocks to schedule his day. So if you want a time block, here's how to do it. Choose your top 3 priorities the night before, and then assign blocks of time on there on your calendar. You can start with 90 minutes. You can start with 30 minutes. If they're big projects, you probably need more time, and you need more time consistently over a number of days. And then when you do that, you're going to turn off all notifications. You're going to turn your phone upside down and not pay attention to it. You're going to turn the notifications off on your emails. You're going to focus on that work for 90 minutes. It's going to result in a more focused work, fewer distractions, a clearer schedule, and much more clear and really crisp work product. So time blocking, that's tip number 1. It's a great way to go. We highly recommend it. Okay, tip number 2 is called the 2-minute rule. And this is real basic. If something comes across your desk and it takes 2 minutes or less to do, then you should do it right now. Don't file it. Don't put it on a to-do list. Don't say I'll get to it in a little bit. Just do it now. Obviously, if we're doing time blocking, we're not paying attention to those things. But let's say we just got done with a time block. We went and grabbed a glass of water or something to drink, and now we're back and we're going to check into everything. You're going through emails, or you're going through notifications, or you're going through whatever, and you come across 3 things that are short and small. Just do them. Just do them and get them off your list. This keeps small tasks from piling up and overwhelming you later. And we've all been there. We've all been there where we're like, I got so much stuff to get done right now, I'm not going to get it done. The 2-minute rule can help you get rid of some of those things, provide you some sanity, provide you some peace of mind, and make you more productive. So author David Allen, who wrote Getting Things Done, swears by the 2-minute rule. And research backed, lots of people use this rule and swear by it. So like we talked about, here's how you do it. Scan your inbox or your task list. If you see any small task list or any small email or something that you can deal with right now, a text, filing something, replying to an email, it's going to take you less than 2 minutes. Just do it right now. That will really clear the mental clutter in your head and the noise in your head, and it's going to help you build momentum. We talk a lot about sports as an analogy for being successful in life on this podcast. And that's one of the things we used to do, like before we were going to pitch in a game. I would visually and just visualize myself, okay, fastball outside corner. And I would watch myself in my head throw a fastball exactly where I wanted to. Then I would say inside corner. And just the act of doing those things. Then when you go out to warm up, you throw that pitch and you build momentum. It works the same way in life. Knocking out things gives you the feeling of productivity. Hey, I'm accomplishing something. I'm getting stuff done. We all know it's easy to what I call major and minor things. So responding to emails, necessary, but it's not really your job. Your job is X, whatever your job is. And there's lots of big things that go with that you're responsible for, and you've got to take care of those things. Getting rid of the small cluttery stuff will really, really help you focus on the big stuff, make you more productive, make your mind clearer, provide sanity. It's a good way to go. 2-minute rule. Highly recommend it. Okay, another rule for tip number 3 is the rule of 3. So what we're going to do here is start each day by writing down the 3 most important tasks that we need to get done. And that's going to force us to prioritize those tasks and keep us focused on the most important things to get done that day. And look, this can switch midday. Like we work in the grocery business. So if we get a call that the refrigeration system on one of our stores is down, that takes precedence because you've got to deal with that right now. If you have a serious HR issue, you've got to deal with that right now. If you have a serious compliance issue, you've got to deal with that right now. Sometimes those things jump up and get you and there's nothing you can do about it. But generally, if you have control over your schedule and you know what you're focused on for that day, it's going to make you much more productive if you start the day with a clear picture of what you're trying to get done. So at the start of each day or the night before, you're going to say, hey, what are the 3 things that I got to get done tomorrow? Write them down, put them on whatever your process of organization is. I'm a big fan of writing things down. It's great to use Excel and all the other applications that are out there. For me, the physical act of writing something down makes it stick different in my head. So I still do manual notes. I still work off of a yellow notepad, and I prioritize my day based on that yellow notepad. So what you want to do is like Mark Twain, I think it was Mark Twain that said, if you've got to eat a frog, it's best to eat it in the morning. What that means is get the heavy, crappy stuff out of the way first if you can, because it's going to give you a sense of accomplishment. It's not going to be hanging over your head. It gets you started on your day with a lot of momentum. You're going to feel less overwhelmed. You're going to feel more impactful. And it's a really good way to prioritize your day and attack the things that you're responsible for getting done. So rule of 3, that's a great one as well. So figure out how to incorporate that. And it's just a little bit of upfront planning is going to yield a lot of long-term benefit down the road. Okay, tip number 4, eliminate notifications. Now, this is a modern problem, so we're old enough to have remembered, we lived in a world where microwaves were a luxury, not a necessity. We lived in a world before VCRs. So we lived in a world where if you were going to get it done, it was up to you to do it. In today's world, there's so much useful technology available, and we totally understand it, totally get it. We're not anti-technology. We're not telling you to throw your cell phone in the river. We're not telling you to do any of those things. But you don't need all of the notifications that come across your phone all the time. You've got to turn off those non-essential notifications on both your phone and your computer. They constantly interrupt you. They constantly break your focus. They take your mind off of what you're doing and allow your mind to wander. And you want to avoid that if at all possible, if you want to be productive. So Cal Newport of Deep Work says attention is your most valuable resource. And that makes a lot of sense to us. So you don't need to see immediately the post on Instagram or on Facebook or the Snapchat that just came through or et cetera, et cetera. You understand what we're talking about here. Disable those notifications, and you can actually schedule the time to look at those things into your day. We're not saying get rid of them. We're not saying don't look at them. We're saying everything has its place, and it's up to you to decide what that place is. So batch check your email. Don't constantly check your email for stuff. Look at your email 2-3 times a day. So, we scan our email every once in a while for something hot, for the things we talked about earlier. Like, if there's a refrigeration problem or there's an HR problem, we don't have the luxury of just saying, whatever, deal with it tomorrow. You got to deal with that stuff right away. But if you scan it and there's nothing hot in there, move on. You can come back and respond to all that stuff later. There is no rule that says you have to reply within X period of time. And sometimes, it takes you days to reply to that stuff because of what you've got going on in your life, and that's okay. Longer periods of deep focus and better quality work are going to yield a much better work product. They're going to help your mental focus. They're going to help your mental sanity. And by eliminating those notifications and reducing or getting rid of a lot of those distractions, it's going to allow you to be much more productive. Okay. And then our final one, tip number 5. We want you, people talk a lot about morning routines and routines and routines. We want you to develop a shutdown ritual. So this is important in today's interconnected 24/7 world. And you really need to think about, when is it I shut down? And that's different for everybody, right? So we're generally up by 5 a.m. We weren't today because we were tired, so we got an extra hour of sleep, but generally up by 5 a.m. And it's not uncommon for our workday to end somewhere 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, which last night, my workday ended at 9 o'clock last night. That's when I was done with everything. My final call was at 9 o'clock last night. So, that's just how it goes sometimes, and that's okay. But if you build a shutdown routine and you end your each of your work days with a quick routine, and I'm recording this on a Sunday, so it is what it is. You just got to do what you got to do. But if you end your work day or your day with a quick routine, it clears your head and it sets you up to be successful tomorrow. It reduces the mental residue, and it allows you to kind of clear your head and be focused on what you're going to try to get done the next day. It also allows you to relax that day and recharge that day and stay organized. So there are a lot of executives at Microsoft that were famous for using a shutdown checklist or a shutdown routine. There's got to come a point where you turn it off and you focus on recharging. And that can be tough. It can be tough in today's world. So we work from home a lot. And so it's very easy. We do a lot. We get up and the first thing we do is jump in and start working and get it. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not good. But that shutdown routine the night before really helps us, because at some point, whenever the day comes to an end, we cut it off. We stop thinking about those things and say, I'm going to pick it right back up where I left it tomorrow. So what do you do here? How do you do that? How do you develop a shutdown routine? So take 10 minutes at the end of every day and review your day. What did you do? What were you trying to accomplish? Did you accomplish it all? If you didn't, why couldn't you? Maybe there's good reasons. Maybe you just weren't productive. Maybe you just weren't focused. Maybe something happened early in the day and upended your whole plan, and you didn't have any choice but to deal with the things you dealt with. Okay, got it. But you're going to go through that in your head. You're going to check off your completed tasks, and you're going to move what's left to your open list. And then you're going to close everything down, shut down your browser tabs, clean your desk off. You're going to set yourself up with your rule of 3, the top 3 things you're trying to achieve tomorrow. And you're going to be ready to hit the ground running when the day kicks off. So it's going to give you smoother mornings. It's going to allow you to jump in and start being productive immediately. It's going to create less stress. It's going to help you sleep better. It's got tons and tons of benefits. So we talk, everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, a lot of people talk about morning routines and what do you do? Great. But if you practice this the day before, it sets you up for a running start going into your next day. So we highly recommend it. We know it's a good thing. We do it. We know other people that do it, and we're strongly suggesting you try it too. Okay, so let's just recap real quick what our 5 productivity tips are. Time blocking. Practice the 2-minute rule. Practice the rule of 3. Kill all your unnecessary notifications and develop a shutdown ritual at the end of your day. we would challenge you, like, I don't think you can do all of these all at once if you're not doing them, but pick one, pick two, and try to focus on those one or two every day. Maybe you say, you know what? To start off with, I'm going to focus on the 2-minute rule and a shutdown routine. Great. Or I'm going to focus on time blocking and eliminating unnecessary notifications. Great. Once you have those mastered or you feel good about those, then add a third and add the fourth and add the fifth. But kind of continuously push yourself to look for ways to be more productive, to make better use of your time, and to be more efficient. If you continually do that, you'll build momentum. You'll feel the stress start to ease. You'll feel better about what you're working on. And it's just overall so much better for you. You're going to be more productive. It's going to help your mental health. It's just going to make you feel better all around in every aspect of your life. So, all right, guys, that's the episode for today. James puts it up over here every day. Don't forget to go to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our podcast episodes are available there. We've got all our links to our social media accounts there, and we also publish a newsletter every weekday you can subscribe to there. This episode will air on a Friday, so we hope everyone has a great weekend. We hope you get some rest, do something fun, and if you need to, you're productive so you can hit the ground running next week. Really appreciate everyone checking out the podcast. Don't forget, please like, comment, subscribe, share if you can. It's really helpful for us to get the message out and to get more people trying to make themselves a little bit better every day like we talk about. So really appreciate it. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next one.